How many of you guys have ever done inner work and felt really, really good about where you're at? Like you knew how to handle triggers, you knew how to handle things when you got upset, or you knew how to just really move forward in life with so much intention, and you were like, finally, I finally figured this out. I'm never going to be triggered again. I'm going to be completely and totally in control of my emotions. Nothing is ever going to shake me again. I know what I'm doing. Only to have the next week come and knock you on your butt again. And you're thinking, what the heck? I knew what I was supposed to do. Why am I backsliding? Why am I dealing with these same issues again? Well, I'm here to tell you that congratulations, you are a human having a human experience. And there is nothing wrong with coming up against triggers again. There's nothing wrong with having to work through and do inner work again continuously. There's nothing wrong with that. And actually, it's really good. It's really good when you have the opportunity to get uncomfortable again and have the opportunity to work through the process and the frameworks that you have used to get you to where you want to be. And the reason that it's really good is because a couple of reasons. One, it's a good indication that you have moved past your previous triggers, and now it's an opportunity to dig deeper and to grow more and to get closer to that person that you really want to be. And the other thing is it really helps to solidify the tools that you have used to get to where you want to be. So let me try to explain this a little bit if that felt confusing. So it's kind of like when you go to the gym. So when you go to the gym and you're lifting weights, when you first go, maybe you're only able to bench press, I don't know, say 100 pounds. And you're struggling through that and it's really hard, but you learn the techniques and you learn how to do it, the reps that you can do, how to breathe, how to support your body as you're going through this process. Well, after a week or so, or however long it takes, your body is like, I've got this. 100 pounds, no problem, easy peasy, not a big deal. Well, because the reason that you're going to the gym is to build muscle, of course, the best thing to do to be able to build that muscle is to add more weights. So what happens when you get on that bench and you try to press like 125 pounds or 150 pounds, whatever it is that you have decided that your next goal is going to be, you're going to struggle again. Your body is going to struggle again, and you're going to have to remember those things that you learned back when you were lifting 100 pounds. You're going to have to remember, okay, I need to breathe. I need to do this. I need to situate my body this way. I need to clear my mind. Whatever it is that you're doing or that you did before that helped you, you need to do again. Now, your body struggling is not an indication that you're weak or that all of the work that you did before was completely irrelevant. It just means that there is added pressure and that you're moving into the next bracket of where you want to be. You don't always want to be bench pressing 100. Eventually, you want to get to whatever number it is that you want to in your head. In order to do that, you have to increase the resistance by increments. And since life is not bench pressing, and since we don't actually put the weight on ourselves, our life or the universe naturally will help us reach the goals that we want to be at. So if we set a goal to be completely unbothered and to be able to be in control of our emotions and to be able to show up with love and acceptance and with complete authenticity with who we want to be, guess what's going to happen? We don't just get to wake up one morning and suddenly everybody and everything works out for us, and so therefore we get to live this life of ease. It's not how it works. We have set the intention to be able to be this person that shows up authentically, this person that is able to tell the truth, this person that is not people pleasing. And so Therefore, by default, the universe and our higher intelligence is going to bring us opportunities to grow through those struggles. So you may have started doing inner work and you may have learned how to process things. You may have learned like I use the grace model to help me, and I know there are other people that use other things, but for me, say when I first started doing the grace model, for the first couple of weeks, anything that came up, I was like, "Ooh, I know how to do this. I know what to do." And so I would use the grace model and I would process through things, and I was like, "Oh, this feels fantastic. I feel so good." That will never trigger me again. Like, I know what to do. Well, lo and behold, the next week, it was like I was being triggered by exactly the same things again. But it's not exactly the same things. It's the next level of it. Exactly like when you are lifting weights, when you're trying to build your muscles. You're not lifting the exact same weights. You're adding resistance, you're adding more weights. And that's how it is with us in our life. If we're wanting to weed out the garden of our inner garden, right? If we're trying to weed out all of that so that we can live in peace and serenity, we are going to be presented with opportunities to actually have to do the work to pull those weeds out. And sometimes it's hard. And I've talked to a couple of clients of mine, like we will work 1 week and we work through some things and they feel so much relief and so much surrender and so much acceptance and so much excitement for, okay, I know how to handle this. I'm never going to be triggered by this again. It's going to be fantastic. And then when we do our next call, they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm back at square one. Why am I still dealing with this? Why is this still painful? Why am I still struggling to overcome this particular pain point in my life? And I have to remind them, it's not the same pain point. All right. We have lived however long you have lived on this earth, and even we inherit traumas and characteristics from our ancestors. And then sometimes just by being a human in this human world, the place that we live, the people that we associate with, the town that we're in, sometimes we will even absorb or bring on other people's issues unintentionally. So we are almost like this little onion running around with all these different layers to us, right? So when we first become aware of inner work and that we can change our mindset and that we can change the way we are showing up in the world, and that will help the world to change how we see it. When we first become aware of all of this, we get really excited because we're like, ooh, this is what I want. And so we start peeling off these first layers. Now, the first few layers that you peel off, they might come off easily because they're kind of bigger, they're more chunky. So sometimes those are easier, sometimes they're harder because we're just getting into this, we're just figuring this out. But once we kind of build up the momentum and we learn the framework and we understand what it is that we are doing, we're surrendering. So when I do the grace model, I'm going to run through it really quick. So this is my framework of how I help people move from where they've been, where they're just reacting to the life around them, to being able to choose the life that they want and choose how they want to show up, and not just by default reacting to the triggers that come. So the framework that I use, I call it the grace model, and it's a 5-step process. So the first one is we're going to ground. You just are getting out of your head and into your body by breathing. The next one is to recognize the emotions that you're feeling and to find where in your body you are feeling these emotions. So once you've done that, then you're going to move into the next step, which is accepting those feelings. The worst thing that we can do is to shame ourselves for the feelings that we're feeling. What you need to do, this is like one of the most radical steps that you need to do, is to accept the emotion. I feel angry. Yeah, of course you feel angry. This happened. It's fine. You're human. Or I feel really sad. Of course you feel sad. This. These are the reasons that you feel sad. I accept it. I love you. It's fine. It's okay to feel the feelings that you're feeling. Once you've accepted and kind of process through those emotions by just allowing your body to feel them. One thing that I learned I thought was really interesting is our body will only feel the true emotion for about 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, you are then just replaying that emotion in your head or in your body. You are continuing the emotion because you are almost asking it to stay there. So this step, how this is so, or why this is so important is you're going to feel an emotion. So say you're going to feel angry. You are only going to feel that emotion for 90 seconds. Can you sit with yourself for a minute and a half, 90 seconds? Can you sit with yourself, feel that emotion, and just allow it to be there? Because if you can, you will only feel that for 90 seconds, and then it will go away. The reason that they stay is we resist it, and we're like, we shouldn't feel angry. There's no reason, or they'll think this about me if they knew that I was angry, or like whatever it is. So if you can allow yourself to feel an emotion when it comes up, when you're triggered, when you feel that emotion, be like, ooh, I feel angry. Okay, I'm going to breathe through it. I'm going to feel it. I feel it in my chest. I'm just going to breathe through it. I'm going to allow it to be there. It's fine. I'm safe. It's okay for me to feel angry. And within 90 seconds, it will go away and you will be able to move on to the next emotion. It is so cool. So that is why it's really important. If you don't process that emotion, it's going to stay there and it's going to turn into like a repeat, and it's just going to play on this loop, and you're going to have a really hard time getting rid of it. But if you can sit there and be like, oh, I feel angry, I'm going to process it, then it will go away. And you can do this with old emotions or brand new emotions. Say you're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off and you feel angry. You're just going to let yourself feel angry. You're not going to retaliate. You're not going to be volatile. You're just going to say, I feel angry. Of course I feel angry. This person just cut in front of me and they could have caused an accident, or I'm in a rush and I need to get somewhere. Whatever it is, just allow yourself to feel that emotion. So after you've felt those emotions, then you're going to move into the next step, which is C, which is where you're going to connect with God. And this is the part where you get to give this pain point to God. This is where you're going to say, who do I want to be on the other side of this? So instead of staying in that I'm angry stage, you've already processed it. You're now kind of at that phase where you're like, okay, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to be a different person on the other side of this. Who do you want me to be? Who do I want to be on the other side of this? And this is where you're opening up that, the channel, the doorway, the intuition, the inspiration that will come where he can talk to you and tell you, this is the person that you want to be. This is the person that you want to be on the other side of this. And so when you go through that, it's really fun because you'll go from feeling angry for 90 seconds to having a clear idea of the person that you want to be. So maybe it's, well, I want to be someone who can process through anger quickly and not react to it and not take it out on someone else. Like, that's the person that I want to be. Are you never going to get angry again? That would be ridiculous. Of course you're going to get angry again. Like, of course that is going to happen. And so just because you get angry again doesn't mean that you messed up in this step. Doesn't mean that this step didn't work. It just means that you're human and you're going to have opportunities to experience emotions. And now you get to decide, how do I want to show up? Instead of just automatically reacting to something that happens, now you get to kind of take a step back and be like, oh, I know what I need to do, and I know who I want to be on the other side of that. Therefore, I'm going to intentionally choose how I want to show up and the person that I want to be on the other side of that. So I know it can be really, really easy. Oh, I didn't do the last step. The last step is E for embody. Basically, that is actually following through with the ideas that have come to you. So when you go to the connection stage, when you go to C for connect with God, this is you surrendering to him. This is you saying, I was angry. I don't want to be an angry person. Who do you want me to be? This is you just being so open and honest and saying, I release that. And whatever you tell me to do, I will do it. So you can make the decision in your head, whatever you tell me to do, I will do it. And then the last step, which is embody, is you actually following through with those steps. So say, we're going to use the car example again. Say you get cut off in traffic, you feel that anger, you feel it bubble up. So you're going to go through this really quick and you're just going to say, all right, I'm going to feel the anger. It's okay. I'm safe. It's natural that I would have this reaction. It's okay. And you're just going to breathe through it for the 90 seconds and you're going to feel a release. Like you will know once you start doing this, you will notice and you'll feel the release. And then there will be this space. It's like an open space where you're just like, all right, I'm not angry anymore. And now I'm ready to do whatever it is that I need to do to be the person that I want to be. Because I don't know about you, I don't like to feel angry. I don't like to feel anxious. I don't like to feel worried. I don't like to feel those emotions that we typically label as negative emotions. They don't feel good in my body, so I don't want to hold on to them. So I want to be a person that is able to process through those emotions and surrender them to God. And so for me, for the embody stage, that would look like me actually following through with the things that I know that I need to do so that I can process those emotions. So when I have clients come to me and when they are frustrated and they're just like, why am I coming up against this again? Why am I feeling like this is never going to change? I'm never going to get better. I'm never going to live the life that I want to live. I just remind them that we are in the gym of life, basically. And it's just added weight, it's just added resistance to help us grow and help us to become that person that we have already decided we want to be. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm right there with you guys too. There are days when I call my mentor and I say, will this ever get better? Will I ever grow out of this? And so it doesn't matter where you are on the journey of self-awareness, on the journey of inner work, you are going to come up against this resistance. And the easiest and the fastest way to get through this, I'm going to give you a trick, and it works every single time. The fastest and the easiest way to get through this is to just recognize that you are feeling exactly what you need to feel and to allow it to be there, to surrender to it, and to realize that this is going to push me to become the person that I want to be. I've already plateaued. I've already reached this level where I'm feeling great and everything's wonderful and I don't get triggered. And then when something else happens, it's not that you did something wrong. It's not that the work that you did before was not valid. This is pushing you so that you can continue on to that journey and reach the goal of the person that you want to be. So don't get discouraged. Don't get frustrated. It's just that last hurdle before you reach your goal. And then you're going to reach that goal and you're going to feel so good, right? You feel so good. On the other side of pain is so much pleasure, is so much contentment and joy and peace. It feels so good. But you can't get there until you have surrendered that emotion, until you have allowed yourself to sit in it without judgment. I'm sorry, there's really no way around it. You have to sit in that discomfort so that it can process, so that you can give it to God, so that you can show up as the person that you want to be. That's just the journey. That's just the process. That's just how it works. And whenever we come up against resistance, and I will lump myself in there with you guys because I feel it. I know that my clients feel it. And when I'm talking with my mentor, she has done the same thing. She's like, I know, I was here last week. We've got this. You can do this. We're all on this journey to becoming the best version of ourselves. And we don't get to become that best version without experiencing the resistance that pushes us to grow. Like that was the purpose of coming to this mortal world and living these mortal lives. If we didn't need to grow, there would have been no reason for us to come here to earth. But the whole purpose of us coming here to earth was to grow, was to become more like our heavenly parents. And so we can't be too surprised when opportunities come where we have to sit with that discomfort and we have to think, oh, I feel this. It feels whatever it is it feels. And just let it be there. And realize and recognize that you are feeling exactly what you need to be feeling. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not going backwards. It's not like, oh, you were so close to your goal and now you're back at square one. That's not how it works. It's not Candyland where you get so close and then all of a sudden you have to go back to Grandma Peanut Brittle or whatever it is, right? Like that's not how it works. Every step is a stepping stone and you're moving up. Even though you're going to feel that discomfort, even though it's going to feel uncomfortable. But I promise you that discomfort just means that you are so close to reaching your next goal. Exactly like, again, I'm going to use the gym analogy. When you are feeling super good with where you're at, when you're at the gym, you know that it's time to add weights because you want to reach the next bracket. You want to continue to push and get stronger. And so when you add those weights, you know the next couple of days are going to be harder than usual. But eventually you will get there. You will get stronger and then that weight will be easy. And it's the same thing again with us. And so I'm sorry that there's not I did it once and I fixed it and we're done. We never have to do it again. I'm so sorry. I wish that there was like a switch that we could all just flip and be like, oh, I'm completely aware. I know who I want to be and how to show up and I have the framework. Therefore, I will never have issues again. But that's not really how it works. It's kind of like eating, right? Like we can eat and we can feel so good and nice and full. And then a couple of hours later, guess what happens? Our stomach starts rumbling and we're hungry and we have to eat again. The same thing with taking a bath or shower. We can bathe and get completely clean, wash your hair, do the whole works, and within a couple of hours or days, it's time to do the whole process all over again. And that is just how our life is. But I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with you. Because I know for me, when I would hit those roadblocks, sometimes I would think, oh my gosh, I did something. I must have done something wrong. I must have messed up everything because I was feeling so good. Therefore, I did something and I've undone everything. You haven't undone everything. It's exactly the way it should be. If you want support and help with this, please reach out. I am here to help you. If this video has been good for you, please subscribe and please share this with anybody that you think will benefit from it. I love teaching this inner work. I love being able to be there to support and help women as they are getting out of that people-pleasing stage, as they're getting out of that stage of just trying to survive and reacting to everything. And I want to help you to get from there to choosing the life that you want to live with intention, choosing how you want to show up as a mom, as a wife, as a woman, as a friend, as anything that you want to be. You get to choose how your life goes. You get to choose how you show up. And that is what I teach. I teach you the framework of how to do that, how to gain control of yourself so that when triggers come, when things happen, you're not floundering. You're not barely keeping your head above water. You're walking through the process and you are accepting the emotions and you are giving them to God and you are asking Him to show you how you want to show up. And the best thing is that He answers. He gives you what you want. He knows what is best for you. He knows what you ultimately want in your heart. And so when you open yourself up to him, he's able to show you so much more about yourself than you ever thought possible or that you ever even understood. So connect with me. You can join my Facebook group. You can sign up for private coaching. You can like and you can share this, and you can subscribe so that you never miss any of my videos. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.